Yeah, it went good. I mean, my whole thing with Nick Diaz is I just question how bad he really wants to fight. You know what I mean? We got together, we had a great conversation, talked about, a possible comeback for him. I just, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out this summer and the rest of this year.
What's giving you pause? What makes you think that he's saying he wants to come back, but maybe he's not?
Just the amount of time that he's taken off already. When you hear him talk about fighting, when you hear him talk about the sport, and I sit down daily or talk to daily hungry, young savages that want to, break into the top 10, become world champions, all that stuff, and Nick Diaz has done it all, seen it all. He's been in big fights. I just don't see that in him when I talk to him.
Mm-hmm. Would you book him a fight without really seeing that? If you felt like maybe he was taking a fight for a reason? It's tough, right? As a promoter, you can't make that decision for him. But do you have to see something out of him, I guess, before you feel comfortable giving him a fight?
No, listen, he's a grown man. Mm-hmm. This guy says, I want to fight, and we agreed to a fight, and doctors say he's fit to fight. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with me.
Yeah. So how did you leave it with him? When would we get potentially an update?
That we were going to talk and we would get it figured out.
Yeah. If he does come back, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No, go ahead.
If he does come back, how are you viewing him? In terms of, do you want to put him in is he a top 10 guy, or is he just like a fun fight guy? How do you view Nick Diaz at this point in his career?
I don't know. I think that at this point in his career, I think that they'll come back and say, we want to fight this guy. So we'll see who they say they want, and then we'll go from there.
I know you're good either way, but do you want to see Nick Diaz fight again? I guess as a fight fan, sometimes I ask you these questions. Do you want to see him compete again?
Well, my thing is always, first of all, when we talk about all the type of fighting that's going on right now, in this landscape, we'll call it, there's a market for that stuff. Some people want to see that stuff, and I always tell you, that's not what I do. Fighting is a young man's game, and I'm looking for the youngest, most talented, up-and-coming fighters that want to be world champions someday, want to be the best. Those are the type of fights that we put on. But there are legends that are still around the sport. Cowboy Cerrone just fought this weekend, and a lot of questions about him now. Are you going to let him fight again? Nick Diaz is a legend in this sport. Will he fight again? We take all of these on a case-by-case basis on whether we think these guys should still be here.
Yep. Direct that Khamzat Chimaev is targeting Neil Magny. I mean, he is directly targeting him now for a while. Is that a fight that you want to put together between Neil and Chimaev?
It's not a fight that I'm like, oh, God, I got to make this fight. But, Khamzat's probably going to fight this summer, come back this summer. So we'll see. We'll see who's available, what makes sense, and all that good stuff.
Did you see what he wants his second half plan to be?
No.
He put it on Twitter. He tagged you. August 170 pounds. September 185. November 170, December 185. That's how he would like to finish out the year.
I like that.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. Because I'm sure you love it, but sometimes you just said Cowboy. He wants to get in there every time. Sometimes you got to save these guys from themselves. Khamzat had COVID and was still training. You got to save him from himself a little bit, or you're on board with 4 fights this.
Look at what he did in Fight Island. I mean, he's obviously capable of doing stuff like that. But ever since that happened, I mean, the guy's had an incredible bad luck streak.